welcome back class 9 in our online class. So today I will be discussing the whole chapter or of election. Okay, so today in this video only I will complete the whole topics regarding election, and which is just prescribed in your revised syllabus. So in last video, that is just a basic and introductory video about election, how election is linked to democracy and what kind of elections are there. So let's understand in a deeper level. Okay, so I'm sorry, like it's continuously raining and the voices might not be clear. uh, I beg your pardon on that, but also let's begin. So uh, now I want to start with the meaning of election. Okay, an election is a process of selecting or electing representatives. It's very simple. Number one point is selecting or electing representative. Okay, so it is done by a secret ballot system. Election is done by a secret ballot. So what does the secret ballot mean? Secret ballot means a method of voting. Okay, it is a method of voting that all votes are cast in secret, means that it can't be known to others. Okay, so that voters is not influenced by any other individuals and at the time of voting. So secret ballot is a method of voting that all voters cast their vote in secret, so that that particular voter is not influenced by any other individuals at the time of their voting. So winner of the maximum numbers of votes is declared elected. Who the members or the party who has maximum number of vote is declared elected. So Article 326 of Indian Constitution has granted universal adult franchise. So Article which article? Article 326 of Indian Constitution has granted universal adult franchise. So universal adult franchise, a person who is a citizen of India and who is not less than 18 years of age and is not qualified for any other reasons under any law shall be entitled to be registered and vote. So first one, he should be citizen of India. The second point is 18 years and above. So it's very simple. Okay, so moving forward, there are, like in India, we are talking about India. Okay, the election in India, not in the world. Okay, so we are talking about the country India. So there are two major types of election, direct and indirect. So let's understand what is direct election. Now look, don't be confused with general election, midterm election, by-election, because these general election, midterm election and by-election comes under, these election totally comes on direct election. So don't be confused. Okay, it is a type like kinds and a types of election. Okay, kinds. So moving forward, let's talk about direct election. Direct election means when a representative of a government are directly chosen. Who the representative of a people of a government are directly chosen by the people of India on the basis of universal adult suffrage is called direct election. So this is the meaning or definition. Okay, so meaning or definition. So it is direct. Why it is called direct? Because direct election, why it is called direct? Because people do not choose any intermediary or a middleman to vote for them. People directly elect them. Okay, any intermediary or middleman is not there. Okay, people go to the polling booth themselves and cast their vote in a ballot paper or an electronic voting machine. So ballot paper is this one. There will be sign and the name, sign and symbols of a particular. An electronic voting machine is this one. Modern technology is used. Okay, so out here the sign and symbol and a name will be there of a party. So if we press out here, if we press in this kind of button, our vote is casted. Okay, thus they directly elect the people of their choice to the Lok Sabha. Okay, people directly gets elected, okay, in the Lok Sabha. Moving forward, what are the examples of direct election? The election of House of People, Lok Sabha, or the state legislative assemblies or the Vidhan Sabha. The election of House of the People of Lok Sabha or state legislative assembly or Vidhan Sabha are the examples. Okay, the election procedure of these two houses is prescribed by the Representations of People's Act in 1951 and recommends voting on the basis of single member constituency. So from where it has been marked the election procedure of these two houses, which houses? Lok Sabha and Vidhan Sabha. The name is House of the People can be called as Lok Sabha and state legislative assembly can be called as Vidhan Sabha. Okay, so the election process has been written down with the Representation of People's Act in 1951 and recommends the voting on the basis of what? Single member constituency. So let's understand what is single member constituency. Single member constituency is an electoral constituency, citizen of which can elect one representative is called single member constituency. One constituency, one member can be elected. So that is simple, single member constituency. Some seats are reserved for the backward communities such as scheduled tribes and scheduled caste as per the Article 330 and 332 respectively. Scheduled tribes, which article? Article 330, and scheduled caste, Article 332. With this article, what is mentioned? That seats are reserved for backward communities such as scheduled caste and scheduled tribes. These are the example of direct election. So number 1, election of Lok Sabha, direct election. This is under direct election. Okay, Lok Sabha is composed of representative of a people chosen by the direct election on the basis of universal adult franchise. It's very simple. Composed of representative which are chosen directly with the help of direct election on the basis of universal adult suffrage. That is third point. The maximum strength of house envisaged by the constitution is 552, which is made up to election of 550 members to represent the state. Up to 20 members is to represent union territories. 20 members represent union territories and not more than 2 members of Anglo-Indian community to be nominated by the Honorable President, if in his or her opinion that community is not adequately represented in the house. So this is one important, and these particular line, this line from that community is not adequately represented in the house, you need to write it down because this adds an extra explanation. Okay, so this is how the election of Lok Sabha takes place. For the purpose of conducting election in the territory of India, it is divided into proper number of constitution as contained in the 7th Constitutional Amendment Act. So 7th Constitutional Amendment Act says that the conducting election is in India is divided into constituencies, different constituencies, and different constituency will have one representative to be elected, one member or a representative to be elected, and it is written down in 7th Constitutional Amendment Act. Understood? So this one is direct election. Under direct election we are studying about the examples. Okay, election to the legislative assembly. The election of the members of state legislative assembly or Vidhan Sabha is also direct and similar to the Lok Sabha. The people of state vote directly and elect its members. It's very simple. The entire state is divided into number of assembly constituency based on the ratio between the population of each constituency and the number of seats allotted them. This one is ratio between the population of each population of each constituency and the number of seats allocated. Okay, so this is how the election of legislative assembly takes place. Moving forward, now the main three types of what? Direct election. Three types of direct election: general election, midterm election, and by election. So don't be confused. General election in India, it refers to the basis of universal adult suffrage to Lok Sabha and all state legislative assembly. First general election was held on 1952. Since then till 2019, there have been 17 elections to the Lok Sabha. In your book, this is outdated data. In book, kindly correct this line, okay, because in your book it has written in till 2000, like it was happened like 16 elections, okay, on to the 16th election, but we have to update ourselves and we have to keep on writing an accurate data. So I have included this point, like from 20 till 2019 there have been 17 elections. Please correct it in your book and write the same data, don't write outdated data, okay. But and these general elections also sometimes gets delayed, and you know that there will be much hype when elections will come, okay. It will be very interesting, and sometimes due to certain examination or certain kind of things, it might get delayed also, okay. So let's understand what is midterm election. The Lok Sabha and state legislative assemblies are constituted for a fixed term of a 5 years of term, okay. They can be dissolved before the expiry of its full term. It can be dissolved before coming to the expiry also, it can be dissolved. Elections are held to constitute new Lok Sabha or legislative assembly, okay. This one is legislative assembly. Such an election is called midterm election, held before the expiry of term, okay. The election which is held before the expiry of term is called midterm election. Now by election, it is held to elect a member of Lok Sabha or legislative assembly to fill up the vacancy caused by death, sudden resignation, or removal of member due to some disqualification and any other reason, okay. So if there is sudden death, it is there, if there is death or sudden resignation is there, and the post remains vacant, and at that period of time election can be conducted, and that election can be known as by election. A member elected in by election holds a membership only for a remaining prior to the term of Lok Sabha or legislative assembly. Just to fill up the vacant seat only, this election are conducted. So let's understand number 2, that is indirect election. Indirect election is one in which the representative to the legislature or the head of the states are not head of the state is not directly elected by the people. In India, head of the state is president, okay. So president is not directly elected, but they are elected by the body of representatives of the people whom we have elected, okay. They elect an intermediate body such as the members of parliament or the member of the state legislative assembly, which elect their representative. So you just need to understand what who are indirectly elected. President of India is directly elected. Vice President of India is also indirectly elected, and member of Rajya Sabha, not Lok Sabha. Member of Rajya Sabha is also indirectly elected, and the member of Vidhan Parishad or state legislative assemblies are also indirectly elected. So now we talked about election, okay, different types of election, but there is a body also who regulates the election, okay, and that body is called as Election Commission. Election Commission of India is an autonomous and a permanent constitutional body responsible for organizing what? Free and fair elections in the Union and the states of the India. Union means center and the states of the India. So it's very simple. Election Commission is an autonomous and a permanent constitutional body, okay, who that body is responsible for what? To organize free and fair elections in the Union and the state of India. Understood? Now let's talk about the constitution grants the Election Commission of India with power of direction, superintendence, and control of election to the parliament, state legislature, and office of the president of India and office of the vice president of India. So this is the body that is responsible for the direction, superintendence or control of elections to parliament, state legislature, and the office of the president as well as the office of the vice president. So election commission of India does not deal with the election of urban bodies such as municipalities and panchayats, okay, in the state, and hence a separate state election, and they have a separate election commission. Municipalities and panchayat don't come under election commission of India, but they have a separate body. Understood? So now let's understand what is the composition of election commission of India. Article 324 of the Constitution had made the following provisions with regard to the composition of election. Article 200 and 334. The election commission shall consist of chief election commissioner. Number 1 is composed of chief election commission and such number of other election commissioner, if any, as the president may from time to time fix. The appointment of chief election commissioner and other election commissioner shall be made by the president. So president appoints. So the appointment of chief election commission and other election commission is done by the president of India. When any other election commissioner is so appointed, the chief election commissioner shall act as a chairman of election commission. Chief election commissioner is a office or a post, okay, so he acts as a chairman of election commissioner. The president may also appoint after consultation with election commission such as the regional commissioner as he may consider the necessity to assist. This is an extra also, okay, so you may write or you may not write also. So the condition of service and a tenure of election commissioner and the results shall be determined by the president. So we have heard about the tenure of the office of chief election commissioner, so it can be determined by president. So currently he is our Sushil Chandra is the incumbent chief election commissioner of India. So he is the one who is our chief election commissioner. In your book the name is outdated, please revise this, okay. So social science is the study which we have to accept new data also. So Sushil Chandra is the new incumbent chief election commissioner, okay. So now I have completed the whole chapter of election. Please do your work and copy these notes. As an examination, the question will come from these videos only, these kind of explanations only, okay. Till then, stay safe and take care.